Well, hi everybody, Stu AG6AG. Today we're going to evaluate spurious emissions and power output for compliance with Part 97 on the Yaesu FT-2D. This is an older radio, but the newer radios are the same design, just some upgrades in, from a monochrome display to a color display, stuff like that. And I think you'll find it interesting. Anyway, with that, by the way, just want to remind everybody that the tests that we're doing here are for entertainment purposes only. We do not certify nor fail any of the radios that we're testing. We're just showing you the numbers that our equipment is coming up with and our tests are showing. I remind you that you should never make a use or a purchasing decision on any radio based on a single source of inquiry. Ask people you know, look at what else is out there, and make your own decision. Anyway, and while I'm getting all the business out of the way, do me a favor, please make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already and click the little notification icon, that's the bell down there, and you'll get notified when I'm releasing new videos. Also, hey, if you like my videos, click on the like. It gets it in front of more amateur radio operators and gets more information to them, okay? With that, let's get on with the evaluation. Well, okay, today we're going to be checking out the FT-2D HT. This is a nice little Yaesu HT. Has a touch screen, has a built-in GPS, a built-in TNC for APERS. Pretty cool little radio, supports all of the digital modes from Yaesu. There are a few things I'm not really fascinated with on this radio. It does have a monochrome screen. This is an older model, by the way. I think they're on the FT5D now, which is a color screen. It's kind of a pricey radio. I mean, if you're looking for a bargain, you might want to pick up one of the 2Ds that we're demonstrating right here and testing. They're probably available in the used market for considerably less than a new radio. Secondly, it's almost as if the programming wants you to be doing nothing but their digital modes. You can get FM analog configured and everything like that, but it can be challenging without programming software. Very deep menuing system. But I recommend with everyone to have some sort of programming cable and software for their radios anyway. With all that, it took a little while to figure out what the power settings were on this, because the spec just showed the highest output, which is 5 watts. But this has a low 3, a low 2, and a low 1. Low 1 being 100 milliwatts, right? 0.1 watt. That is 100 milliwatts. That's the same kind of power that we used to have on our little toy walkie-talkies when we were kids, right? So that's, to me, is very interesting. I've never seen an HT with that kind of a power output that was actually either a amateur radio HT or an actual commercial HT. So it's kind of trippy. It may be there because of the APERS. I don't know. This is also a international radio. They have a European version as well. Has different power ratings, it's a neat radio. With that, let's go ahead and get into it, all right? Let's go ahead and start checking our power. I'm already set to go on low power. Let's go ahead and key it up and see what our reading is. All right, I'm showing 19.17 dB. Low power is supposed to be 100 milliwatts. That's 20 dB. Pretty close. Let's go ahead and call that. Let's check the next power setting up. All right, here we go with low 2. Let me kick this on, do a peak search, freeze it, and we're at 28, almost 29 dB, and we should be theoretically at 30 dB for 1 watt. So it's a little low, but again, that's all right. I could be losing a little bit of dB through some of the connections I have for testing. So I'm going to call that close enough at this point. Let's go ahead and look at the next power up, which would be low level 3. All right, so here we are on low level 3. I'm going to make sure my peak is okay. We'll do a single. All right, and I'm showing about 33.3. Should be 34 for 2.5 watts. Just a little over that, a little under that. So you know what? Looks good to me. Let's jump to the last power test on this, which is 5 watts. All right, let's go for the 5 watts. 5 watts should be 37 dB. We're just a hair under that. I'm going to call that good too. So power-wise, I think it's within limits. I think it's in good shape. Now the fun part. Let's go ahead and switch this over, and we're going to take a look at our spurious emissions on our harmonics here. So we're going to go ahead and key the radio. All right, so initial numbers on this look absolutely fantastic. And I'm going to go ahead now. We'll plug the numbers into our spreadsheet and be right back to discuss the actual findings. All right, so here are our offsets all programmed in. And remember, down at the bottom down here, I've got the specification. So this radio is a VHF radio that puts out less than or equal to 25 watts. That means that the numbers must have a minimum of a minus 40 dB offset from the fundamental frequency. It can be no further over than minus 16 dB on the actual total dBm output. And if it manages to be under minus 20 dB for the full dB output, then it doesn't need to meet that minus 40 offset difference from the fundamental. Okay, that all makes sense? So really all we're looking at here is we're going to take a glance down our dBm out and verify that none of the harmonics are over 20 or over minus 20. And you know what? Guess what? The first one, minus 30.51. It is a pass. Look at the second one, minus 42.41. That passes. Look at the third one, minus 43.95. These are all dBm readings. All of them pass. Now, I got to remind everybody, we do these tests for entertainment purposes only, and we neither certify nor fail any devices that we test. We have one opinion, and we are testing on one set of test equipment. We could be wrong. Do not base your purchasing or use decisions on one source. Do your research. Make sure that's where you want to be. Anyway, all that said, I like the way this radio works. And again, the only thing that I got a problem with is in the event that if I drop it or something, I'm out a substantial amount of greenbacks. Other than that, I'm happy. This is Stu, AG6AG. Let's talk a little bit more about these numbers in the lead out. Well, there you go. I had every expectation this radio would pass the tests that we're running on it, that we would see our results as being in line with the Part 97 compliance rules, as well as the power output and what Yaesu is putting forward. It's a kind of a high-end radio, so it should pass, right? That isn't always the case, but in this particular case, from our evaluation, it was. But remember, hey, this is just for entertainment purposes, okay? We're neither certify nor fail any radio that we test. You should always make your own decision based on multiple sources of research, all right? With that, hey, I don't have a lot to add. Hope you're enjoying the series, and if you are, feel free to make a comment down below, and of course, all questions and other feedback, do it in the comments, and it'll get to us. Anyway, with that, this is Stu, AG6AG, saying 73, and hope to hear you on the air.